don't know if I've
Green
ever actually
grass,
sat down
yellow
and
grass,
listened to
all the grass.
I like them.
It's terrible. Anyway.
This is the Toadsnar podcast, where we're talking about grass. Grass,
All right, should we start
bluegrass,
this thing?
grass,
Are you gonna
grass,
get a drink?
green grass, grass,
Are you gonna get a
grass.
drink?
No.
Okay, so welcome to the podcast. The Bite Me Podcast.
Episode 8.
Episode 8. I should probably get to our show notes so I know exactly what we're doing today.
We're talking about 8.
Mm-hmm.
Most famous game with the word or letter 8 in it.
Oh, dang.
Trick question.
There's the Magic 8
8
ball.
is a number.
Imagine, like the physical
the
little...
physical Magic 8 ball. That's an actual game. I call that a game.
That's a game. Good enough.
Yeah.
Future,
Are there any other games with the number 8
Future
in it?
is cloudy. I'm sure there are.
Is there?
Mega
is
Man
there?
8.
No.
Ooh.
Oh, look at me.
Yeah,
I wonder if there is. There's got to be something out there. I'm sure.
there's got to be. But
Dear listeners, if you know of a game with the number 8 in it, feel
That
free
is
to
not
comment.
the 7th sequel to a game, but the game that's about
Crazy
an 8.
8s?
Oh, a card game?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a card game. I don't think that's what we're looking for.
No.
Yeah. Well, anyway, now that we've had our philosophical discussion of the week, let's go into more important things.
Excellent.
Yeah. So, how was everybody's New Year? Good? Everybody have fun?
Super chill for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I did not go to Vancouver and get drunk. I stayed at home, and I didn't want to stay up until midnight, but my kid did. Like that's where I am in my life.
Uh-huh.
Like I don't want to stay up, but my kid did.
I'm an adult. I'm staying up till
Right.
midnight.
I'm like, couldn't we just go to bed and pretend that it's midnight? He's like, no. I'm like, you sure? Because it's 10:30 and I'm real tired.
Right. That's when you need to lead by example. No. See, really, this is what adults do. Really, when it becomes New Year's, they
Right.
go to bed at 9 a.m.
Right.
or p.m.
Yeah.
9 a.m.
Whatever.
Yeah.
You went to bed at 9 a.m.
Roughly. Roughly.
It was real snowy and icy. I think I almost died.
Was it snowy and icy here? Because I wasn't
It
around
was.
for
Not
it.
by
Yeah.
my place, but where he was. Yeah.
Yeah, driving back from wherever I was, the on-ramp to the freeway. Or it was at interchange. There was some serious fishtailing happening.
Sweet.
Like 1 inch from the left barricade. Oh, we're going back. 1 inch from the right barricade. Repeat until we got around the ramp.
Right,
so
it's like GTA in real life.
yeah, we
Stolen car and
survived though. We're here. It was a kind of exciting start to a new year, so I'm really excited for what's in store next.
Right?
I almost died in that
Yeah.
convention.
So
Yeah.
Everybody else died in 2016. You had a near-death experience to bring in 2017.
yeah,
It's kind of the same,
going strong then.
right? Did anybody have any time to play any games over the last...
The funny thing is, I didn't play a bunch of games over New Year's. Or maybe I guess that's the thing is I didn't think I'd played a lot of games, but because we recorded last time so early and we're recording so late now, I've actually had because there's been like 9 days in between recording, so I've actually played a lot of things.
Has it been that long?
Yeah, 9 or 10.
Wow.
So I think we
Last
recorded
was
the last
last
one at like
Tuesday.
the 20. No, it was Monday because you left.
I wasn't here on Monday last week.
Oh, maybe it was last Tuesday. I don't know.
It
It's
was
been a long
Tuesday
time.
and it was up.
It was before
Wednesday.
Christmas, so
no,
wasn't
we
it?
did one after Christmas.
I don't know anymore.
It was last Tuesday.
whatever. It seems like it's been a long time.
It's been just over a week.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it's whatever.
whatever.
Who's counting?
Yes, I've played a bunch of things. You want to hear about them?
Not particularly,
What if I
but you're
said
probably
no?
going to tell us
I'm gonna
anyway.
Tell you about them anyway. I played The Cave, which
I
is
saw your video that you're streaming that.
oh, it's fun.
Is it?
It's free with Games with Gold this month on Xbox. It's a 360 backwards compatible game. If you have any nostalgia for like 90s LucasArts adventure games like Day of the Tentacle or Maniac Mansion or the those Monkey Island games or any of those, this is that kind of gameplay, but without so much pointing and clicking. So you do a lot. It's, you start out, you choose three kind of adventure heroes for your party, and then you go into this cave. But the cave is actually like sentient to some degree. Like the cave talks to you, not even to your characters, but like to you as the person playing those
Oh,
characters.
right. It's like
almost.
Deadpool-y.
It's real strange.
Breaking that fourth wall.
Yeah. But it's almost as if the cave has designed itself to get adventurers into it to find things. It's really funny. It's a platformer that has kind of some puzzle solving in it, and it's really funny. And the writing is done very well and in a way that it doesn't get repetitive. Like it's real dangerous when you have a narrator that's responding to things you do, because like the first time I died, it's like, well, we can't have that. No one dies in this cave, and it teleports you back. And then I died again. It's like, hey man, why are you dying so much? That's just dumb. And teleports you back. And the third time it's like, hey, okay, so the real reason is like I can't get insurance if we kill people in the cave, so you can't die. And you die again. It's like, okay, we're just gonna stop talking about this, okay? And it never mentions it again, but it was funny the first 4 times. And the entire thing is structured like that. It's really, really, really funny in the context of those kind of games. It makes sense. The guy who did it was a creator on both the Monkey Island games, did Day of the Tentacle, did Maniac Mansion. So he's got some real history with those kind of old LucasArts games, and it plays just like those. I played an hour of it and really, really, really liked it. It got kind of mediocre reviews, though, like in the 60s and 70s. So I don't know if it gets real crappy in the last 3 hours, but I'm loving it so far.
Nice.
I played Action Henk, which I talked a little bit about before, but it's real fun. It's very Toy Story-esque, where you are a kind of out-of-shape action hero, but you're a toy, and you're racing through these levels made of like
it's real
blocks.
funny already.
Yeah, right?
I watched the video, and and I've always been curious about it because I've seen it before.
Yeah.
But I just didn't know exactly what I'd be getting myself into. Is because when it came out, you always didn't get a trailer for stuff.
Yeah.
And so I never really knew. I just saw screenshots.
Really fun. That kind of like, if you realize that, like I told Dylan that if you'd played any of the Trials games, which are really fun, motorcycle racing games,
right.
but like dumb motorcycle racing, like you're racing over these huge jumps and over platforms and logs, and they're hard. But if you like that style of, I need to carve a 1/10 of a second off of this run in order to get a silver star instead of a bronze star, so I can get enough points to open up a new set of levels, and playing that level over and over and over again until you just like nail it. Action Hank's great. It's fun, it's fast, it handles really, really, really well, which is very important for a game like that. I really liked it. I finished up Abzu. I already talked about that, but the ending of Abzu is like, that starts out like the first, it's an hour and a half long maybe.
Oh really? That's it?
It's short.
Okay.
It's an afternoon game. The first 30 minutes you think it's just like this weird, like I'm floating around in an aquarium kind of, just swimming. Like the last hour, like that game gets kind of again, it's one of those games that really has a plot that there's no dialogue, there's no anything, but it really turns and then resolves really well. It's real fun. I highly, highly, highly recommend Abzu. You picked it up, right?
Yeah, I've got it. I just haven't.
Yeah. I think I've gotten like 6 people to buy it, which makes me real happy because it's real fun. Play it like you got it for the PlayStation, I assume?
No, I got it on Steam. Because when I got it on Steam, it was only like $5 or $6, and on PlayStation when I bought it, it was like 10 or 12. Mm-hmm. Then PlayStation put it on sale for $7.99.
Yeah, that's when my brother picked it up. I would. You think you can plug your laptop into your TV?
Oh, I know
right?
I can.
Do that. Turn out the lights. Like crank the music.
If it's only an hour and a half, I'll do that tonight.
Oh, it's so good. I really, really, really enjoyed it. Like I said, there's no real challenge to it. You can't die, I don't think. But it's really pretty and it's really fun. I like that a lot. I played Antichamber, which have you guys either you played the Stanley Parable?
Never even heard of it.
The Stanley Parable, it's Antichamber and that are not the same thing, but it reminded me a lot of. So Antichamber is this kind of just, it's designed to mess with your brain and how you think about and approach puzzles. So like for instance, one of the first things you do is you walk down this hallway and there's a red stairs that lead down and blue stairs that lead up. So it doesn't tell you what to do really. So you go up the blue stairs and you go down, you walk around a hallway and you come back to the exact same place. And you're like, okay, well this time I'm going to do the downstairs because obviously that was the right way. You do the downstairs, you come around the hallway, you end up in the exact same place. And so I'm like, well, maybe I do the blue stairs. And so you go up the blue stairs, same thing. And so then you're like, well, this is not right. So what do? You turn around and go back down the hallway, and that's how you get to the next part of the puzzle. And so it's just a lot of like weird, every room you get into is a puzzle of some sort, and you have to figure out the way to do it. And the most straightforward way is very, very rarely the correct way to do it. And then you'll get into this like, oh, I totally know how this is going to work because that other one was dumb and worked this way. I'll go back down the hallway backwards, right? No. This one you've got to jump, or you've got to like, oh, hey, there's this weird thing I've got to walk into. It's really strange. I recorded a video of that one too. Mm-hmm. And like, I don't necessarily recommend watching it unless you're not going to play it.
Right.
because
you just spoiled one puzzle, right?
Exactly, right? Yeah.
Good
It
job.
was in the trailer, so I didn't feel too bad about it. But Antichamber is just weird, but it's really fun, kind of lo-fi, but interesting. 2 more. I played No Time to Explain, which is literally.
How do you have time for all these games? You have a full-time job. You're married and you have a kid.
Like most of these, I only play for like a half hour. So the kind of the idea of doing a 30 minutes of is I wake up at 6 a.m. and play games for a half hour, and then like take a shower and come to work. So.
I've just because I see whenever I feel so inadequate,
right?
When we put in on our notes what we're playing, and I'm like, I played this one game and it sucked, and you're like, 9. I did 9 of these and they're all great.
No Time to Explain is interesting.
Better games,
well, right? There's that too.
Well, and plus I have like 6,000 of them. I'm 3 games away from hitting 500 on Steam.
Number shot up.
Yeah.
No Time to Explain's a real strange and I played this with my kids, so that's how you do it. You have a kid and then you play video games.
Okay. Yeah. Not happening.
No, I wouldn't recommend it as a way to play video games either. It's not a good idea.
So how'd you get into video games, Adam? Well, I had a child.
Especially because 90% of the time I'm like, hey, you want to play a video game? Or more probably he's like, hey, Dad, you want to play a video game? I'm like, sure. What do you want to play? He's like, Minecraft. I'm like, anything but Minecraft. He's like, Minecraft mods? I'm like, no. He's like, how about a Minecraft minigame server? I'm like, how about something that doesn't start or end with mine or craft? I'm just going to go play Minecraft. I'll see you later. So we played No Time to Explain, and literally the game starts with a version of you're like sitting in your house, breaks through the wall, and he's like, no time to explain, but I need your help saving the world, and gives you this like super ray gun weapon, and then a giant claw comes through the wall and grabs him and runs away with him, and the entire thing of the game is you're chasing you while you're being just mauled by these horrible things, and the entire. It's really funny because you're like, oh my God, it hurts so much. Oh, I didn't know I could bleed this much as you chase him. But the ray gun he gives you is actually, you use it to like propel yourself through the levels. So you like shoot down and it acts as a jetpack. You shoot off the wall and it shoots you sideways. You shoot off the ceiling and it'll push you down. And so you navigate these levels with this weird, but it also will like break some bricks. You can use it to fight enemies. We played about an hour's worth. And it's really, really fun, but I think it was kind of ruined by the bosses because the levels are easy and fun and kind of interesting to go through, and kind of has that Super Meat Boy feeling of like, oh, I jetpacked myself into a wall of spikes. Oh, I jetpacked myself down a pit, but it doesn't matter because you just die and you come back. You die, you come back. You die, you come back. But the bosses are really, really, really hard. Like unreasonably difficult, and when you're playing it multiplayer, you share, like most times you just die and you come back, you die, you come back. You get to the bosses and you only have 3 lives, and if you're playing multiplayer you share those 3 lives, and so like we'd get in, my kid would die 3 times, I'm like, well, I'm screwed now. And so like it was fun, but I don't recommend it multiplayer, and the bosses were too hard, but a cool idea for a game. It's actually published by Tiny Build, which is local too, so that's
nice.
Fun. And then finally, I got a PS4 Pro and I got a 4K HDR TV, and I started playing The Last of Us.
How is it? What do you think?
God, it's so good, and the story is so good, and like the first 15 minutes of the game are heart-wrentching. Like you don't want to talk about it. Can you spoil a game that's like 4 years old? I
mean, you could, but there's still people out there who haven't played this game.
I will just leave it with saying that the scene that happens about 15 minutes into that game was heart-wrenching and completely unexpected based on the fact that I knew you had a person that went through you with this game. And it, like, I was just like, wait, what?
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Holy shit.
You played it.
Yeah, I did not expect that at all. But I mean, God, the storytelling of that game is great. I absolutely adore it. I love the play mechanics. I love the storyline. I love the voice acting. I love the writing. I love everything about it, except that I'm terrible at it. I'm really, 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 really bad at like the stealth elements of it. And so I end up replaying, like anytime, I love when you're just walking through the city and maybe you shoot a guy and you walk through, but anytime you get to one of those points in that game where you're like, okay, there's 5 mutants and 3 of them have those, wacky sonar ears, and you've got to kill all of them so we can go to the next part. That just means that I'm going to have to replay that like 15 times until I figure out the right, and I think literally I'm playing it on easy and I have no excuse except that I'm bad at it. But oh my God, it's so pretty.
Now, did you ever play it on the PS3?
I didn't.
Okay, so I played the PS3, the PS Now, PlayStation Now thing. So I've seen it in its original form. I've not seen it with the remastered visuals and the 4K and the HDR upgrades and all that. So I've not seen that.
It's so pretty, and the HDR is so pretty. I did learn that my TV had HDR turned off by default, which was real weird. I had to literally go turn it on. Each of my HDMI inputs has to have HDR turned on individually, which is real weird.
Interesting.
But it's gorgeous.
Okay.
It's so pretty.
Because
especially for a game that's
downloaded and I need to play it.
I mean, it's a 4-year-old game that, I mean, yeah, they remastered it, but remastering and like building a game from scratch are very different things. It's stunning. I actually own Ratchet and Clank, which is another one that is supposed to be just gorgeous in that HDR 4K kind of thing. And I haven't played it yet, so that maybe this week I'll try and play that. But I am actually done talking about video games.
Interesting little aside. I don't know if it's true on all PlayStation 4 Pro games, but if you're playing in HDR, you're not playing in 4K.
Yeah, that's what you're saying, and I don't know.
Like once you hit that what is it, roughly 2K
and that's what you're saying
level, you're not going to notice a difference
especially that. I mean, I've got a 65-inch TV. Right. I'm sitting back 15 feet from it. All I know is that it's so pretty.
It's pretty.
It's so pretty. I mean, the funny thing is, I always say that I was playing The Cave. The Cave is probably in 720p because it's a 360 game,
right?
And it's gorgeous on my TV. So I mean, I think that as much as we talk about 4K and HDR and all of those things, that if a game has the right art style, and I think that art style is either like The Last of Us is very realistic, and so they have to. I mean, that game. The unfortunate thing about The Last of Us is The Last of Us 10 years from now, you'll look at it probably and go like, ugh. The same way we look at like Nintendo 64 games and go, ugh.
But at the time you were like, oh my God.
But some of those really cartoony, or like Abzu. Abzu will probably always look good because it's just gorgeous, cartoony, really pretty visuals. It's why World of Warcraft, which is a 15-year-old game, and I mean they keep adding stuff to it, but that game it's cartoony for a reason. It's got that visual style for a reason. It scales really well. Team Fortress 2 is cartoony and it scales really well, even though it's a 10-year-old game. So, as much as those visuals are important, I think having a good art style maybe is more important.
Yeah.
But damn, that game looks good.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm excited to try it.
What you play?
Me?
What you play?
I didn't. I was running all over the place over the weekend, so I just played a few mobile games.
Nothing wrong with that.
I picked up Don't Starve for $1.
Nice.
I've never played
on iPhone. So it's a Pocket Edition. So I think I can play it on my iPad too. So I downloaded it on my iPad because I thought it might be more fun with a bigger screen to play on. Because there's a few frustrating moments where the game is literally.
Tell me about this game because I actually own it. I own 2 copies of it, and I've never played it.
So it's literally exactly that. Don't starve. So it is a survival game. You wake up in a forest, and that's it. And you figure it out. The game doesn't tell you what to do. So you're like, right when you start, you have the daylight left to don't starve. So you're going to find some berry bushes. You're going to find some carrots in the ground. You're going to pick them, whatever. You have food, right? But then you're like, okay, it gets dark. And if it gets dark and you haven't made a light source or anything, you're going to die. Like, things you don't see are just going to kill you.
Eat you.
So
they don't want to starve either.
You better find some sticks and some flint and build an axe to chop down a couple trees and get some logs and build a fire to fend off the creepies. So you have about half the day is your daylight, and then you have what the sun's going down. So visibility is limited, but you're still safe for the most part. But by the time that clock strikes total darkness, you have to have light or something that will get you through those complete darkness. You can build torches. You can actually walk around, or you can build a fireplace, or later you can actually build a permanent fireplace with rocks and things.
Nice.
And that will actually appear on your map, so you can kind of create a base camp and come back to that. But it looks like you can do a lot of different things as you're collecting resources in this game and survive indefinitely. I mean, just keep doing it over and over.
Keep not dying.
So is that the point of the game? Is there an end game kind of thing?
I don't think so.
Just
The point is it's hard.
It's like an
you're
endless
going
runner
to
with
die
food.
and you just die. You just lose when you die. So
Interesting. How many days have you made it in a row?
I got about 7 and I just died because I was really low on health because I tried to fight spiders and I guess that was a bad idea. But I wanted the silk so I could build bird traps because I was having trouble trapping rabbits. I built a rabbit trap. I baited them with carrots. I cooked some rabbit because you want to cook your food too because if you eat uncooked food. So you're also surviving off hunger. And if your hunger goes down, if your stomach's empty, your health slowly goes down. And you also have a sanity meter, which is like your brain power, right? So whatever you do, like eating uncooked foods or like mushrooms or this and that, like cooking things is usually pretty safe. Yeah. But if you don't, like, if you could go insane and I think your vision gets blurry or whatever. I haven't played enough to experience all these things, but you have to you have to eat, you have to keep your health up. But eventually you'll be able to fight off some creatures, and you can build like different clothes. Like I had a little grass suit, but by 7 days my beard got
naked.
No, you're just a dude with a clean-shaven face, but you'll grow a scruffy beard, and eventually you can build a razor to shave your beard off, and like so it's just
that's
about
important.
It's like being Castaway. It's like I don't know, like.
Yeah, like, is there any premise to that?
At some point, you get an ice skate and knock out one of your teeth.
Yeah.
Like, is there any premise to it? Is it just you wake up and that's it?
And survive?
Like, how did you end up where you are? No
you
idea.
You just wake up.
Oh, okay.
But the last time I died, I was pretty low on health, but I accidentally lit a fire too close to a tree, and it went up in flames, and I just burnt to death. I just died. So, I mean, you can purposely light, like, let's say spiders are chasing you or something, you could light a tree on fire, right? And then create a big firewall and escape from spiders. So I think there's a lot of opportunity for really fun moments in this game. That's literally just collecting and surviving.
I love the idea of this game.
But there's a few times on my phone with the little screen that I was trying to, because it's all, I mean, you literally poke where you want to move and poke on the resources to pick them up. But there's a couple times where I would struggle and I'm wasting like daylight trying to like pick up a rock. And I'm like, this is annoying. And then you can turn the camera around to get a better view, but like that takes time. So I'm curious to pick this up on PS4 or something and buy the whole big bundle because they do have another expansion that you get. Right now there's 2 seasons, but they've added 2 other seasons, so you actually get all 4 seasons of the year. So you have different daylight clocks, different weather effects. So now you have to keep warm in winter. So this game offers a lot in a really simple game with a really cool art style that I think you can have a lot of fun. And they have Don't Starve Together as well, which you can play with a friend. Which I think this is totally a game that you could play with a buddy. Significant other, whatever.
I own Don't Starve Together, and it runs on my Mac. We should play it.
Yeah. So I think that would be really fun to do this with somebody. I think that's
right.
I think that sounds like a lot of fun.
Well, Kevin shared his Steam library with me. I said that a while back, and I noticed in he's got Don't Starve, and I think he's either got Don't Starve Together or Don't Starve 2 or some other.
And now there's a shipwrecked one, so there's some crashed boat theme that seems fun, and I'm totally into it. So I'm gonna pick this up on a console to just get the bigger experience.
Very cool.
I'm down for it.
But then I also played Crashlands, which is what I heard was a really good mobile game, but right now it's like 80% off, so it's $2 on the App Store instead of $5. Oh, cool. So I picked that up with an iTunes gift card that I got for Christmas or whatever. Because I was like, I'll ask for that because then I can buy random mobile games every once in a while and try them out. But this game's essentially the same thing as Don't Starve, but it's kind of more futuristic, and you're like this little robot man, but you're collecting resources and building and kind of like creating a base. And I haven't played that one as much. I kind of like the style of Don't Starve.
That one's been on
the stakes seem higher, so
not starving. It's always a pretty high stake,
right?
Yeah, I know the Crashlands has been on my Steam wish list actually for like probably a year now, and I've never picked it up. I read a really interesting article. The developer, I think it's developed by brothers, and one of them had cancer like the entire time he was doing it, and it was like his. The article I read, I think, was literally called like "How I Made a Game or how making a game helped me survive cancer," and it was literally, it was the thing he could do from a hospital bed while he was getting treatments, was coding, and so it let him kind of like keep his job while he was, going through this treatment, and eventually beat it, and they launched the game, and it was cool. It was like it was very inspiring. I'll try and find the article and tweet it out because it was really interesting.
Sorry.
It's just Adam squeaking.
Yeah, my bad.
Adam, tell us how much you hate Star Wars.
Well, I'll get to that.
Oh.
Because as I'm sitting here, I'm like, oh, wait, I've actually been playing a few things. So I've got the PSVR, and I was like, okay, it's been a minute since I played that because the last time was with the regular PlayStation 4 and got a little motion sickness.
Well,
so I thought, what's that?
You're all pro'd out now.
Yeah, I got the Pro. So, and I've heard people say that it definitely, the more processing and the better refresh rate and blah, 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 it certainly helps. So I tried it out again, and it did help, at least with what I was playing. So there's a game called Hyper Void.
Mm-hmm.
Have you done that?
I haven't played it, but I've heard about it,
It's a lot of fun. It's a basic shooter kind of thing, and there was an old game, I want to say, that came out in the arcade at one point, and it's similar to Rez or the Hyper Void, and it's on this vector-based kind of thing. Anyway, it's fun. They've got a VR level that's free if you've bought it, but it was also part of the PS Plus membership.
Oh, nice.
A few months ago, so I got that, and then I upgraded and whatever. So that's a lot of fun. I also had purchased Star Wars Battlefront, and one of the things that they started pushing out was this free episode, the Rogue One, the Rogue One dogfight thing or whatever it is, for the PSVR if you own Battlefront. So I download that. Then I realized, you actually have to have Battlefront downloaded and installed as well. So I put that on. Played the Rogue One VR mission. It was fun. It's super short. It's only about 10, 15 minutes, maybe 20 if you really suck like I did. But it was fun. It was really like flying an X-Wing.
Yeah,
it was
cool.
It was great.
That's
it's
cool,
like
dude.
you're right in the middle of it. The Imperial, what are those?
TIE fighters,
destroyer thingers.
Star Destroyers.
That comes in, and the TIE fighter. It was a lot of fun. So I'm thinking, well, I played that. That's cool. I'm going to try Star Wars Battlefront because I had to install it anyway. I bought it, didn't pay full price, thankfully, and I did not like it.
And what don't you like?
Did not like the controls. The controls irritated me to no end.
All the controls are like trying to pilot a ship, or
all of it. All of it. I just didn't like the controls. I didn't like the way any of it handled at all.
I wonder if it's a PlayStation thing versus an Xbox thing.
I don't know. Like on the Xbox, is your moving around your right stick?
Never.
No.
Okay. Well, it is on the.
I wonder if you could reconfigure it.
Yeah.
You can, but it's weird. Like the way that everything else is mapped out on the controller, I just didn't like it. It was completely different from everything I'd done.
That's real weird. And that is one thing I will say is I liked that game better on the PC than I liked it on the Xbox. It played better with a mouse and keyboard than it did.
Well, it's the first thing I asked you. What did you guys play it on?
Yeah, and I've played both. And it was okay on the Xbox too. I don't own the PC version. I played the beta on the PC. But that's interesting. And I that's one thing I've noticed since getting a PlayStation is that the controls between, like, I loaded up Rocket League on the PlayStation because I'm like, Rocket League, I can play as a rookie. This will be fun. And
how was that?
Yeah, I didn't actually go online. I'm going to wait for you guys so we can play together. But the controls on that are horrifyingly different. Like they are like I started playing, I'm like, my car driving backwards and doing backflips. I'm like, why don't any of my buttons map the same? But really it's just, I think a lot of it is the way the PS controller is made, with having the two sticks right next to each other. Is just strange. Like I'm so used to having that stick
geographically they're because a little different.
An Xbox controller, your stick's up here.
Right.
So,
and maybe that's why I had a problem with it, because I hadn't really done a whole lot of PlayStation gaming since I played Inside.
Yep.
And I used an Xbox One controller for that.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what it is. But I still play things
that
like...
still seems weird, though. Yeah.
Like,
you played The Division, so you'd expect it to be the same as The Division.
and I actually fired that up again last night because I'm like, well, screw Battlefront. I need to kill some stuff.
I was going to buy The Division because it was on sale for like $25, and I didn't. And
totally
I kicked
worth
myself.
it.
Yeah.
Totally worth it.
It was one of those, like, my brother's like, hey, you should buy this. I'm like, I should buy that, and I didn't.
Oh, and I finally hit level 30 in that.
Nice.
Finally. Because I used to play with my friends all the time. And then, like most games, interest peters out except for the hardcore guys. And I always come back to it to kill time. And I finally hit level 30, and I'm like, I just opened up a whole ton of new content.
That's cool.
By hitting level 30. Had no idea that was all waiting there.
Very cool.
So now I've got a whole new game to play.
Nice. That's
very
fun.
Excited.
Yeah, no, I need to pick that. It was $25, and I should have done it, and I didn't. But
it's total. And I'm the one who paid $100 for the gold, blah, blah, blah. So I get every DLC and everything.
Yeah. I did the same thing for Star Wars, so...
Yeah, Star Wars. I was not a fan. I immediately messaged my friend. I'm like, well, that was well, I can't say that, but it was something not cute.
Nice.
And he's like, well, I could have told you that. He said he played the demo and
I like it.
Yeah,
I don't
really
like the way the
too.
ships handle. I've never played a game that I enjoy.
I particularly didn't like how the ships
don't like
handled.
flying anything in any game. No game has ever handled it very well. I hate trying to dogfight. In these
like
games.
it's like you almost need a joystick,
terrible.
like an actual honest to god joystick.
Well, what are those little? What are the bit at? AT-ATs?
The AT-ATs and ATSTs. And
the AT-ATs are the big ones.
Yeah.
ATSTs are the small
little ones, the two-legged
that one
ones.
where you have to escort the AT-AT through that training mission. You have to escort it through that trench or whatever. Yeah. What is that?
Yeah.
Like, they're like, you have to shoot these things up in the sky. Well, they're flying super fast, and you only... You can't move to keep up with them. So it's like you pray
I don't know.
I just fly through their line of sight.
I just wanted to play the Hoth level over and over and over and over again.
That one...
Yeah. Frankly, that game is worth it to me for...
Can you do that one more time?
It's worth it to me just for the graphics and the sound design, though. Like, it's like being in a movie.
Oh, it's beautiful. And it sounds like it sounds and feels and looks like you're in the Star Wars movie. And that's what drew me to it.
But you just didn't like the gameplay.
Yeah, controls for whatever. I've never been that guy
We're
who's
just going to have a
oh.
Star Wars party. You can come over to my house. We'll play it on the Xbox, see if that's better.
Yeah, I'm curious.
I don't know.
That just seems
interesting.
Maybe I'm also just like still hungover from New Year's, and anything I do is just gonna suck.
Dang.
I'm like up there. That's on my high probability list.
But you liked Vancouver.
Oh, Vancouver was amazing.
Nice.
I think.
Yeah. See, it's like Woodstock. If you remember it, you didn't have a good time.
Yeah, you're right.
Perfect.
Right. So
you want to talk about some kind of news, but kind of looking forward and looking backwards? Perfect.
I like looking both ways.
Right? It's hard. It's real hard.
Oh, I didn't even see this part of our notes. I didn't realize I should have added stuff to that.
It's all right.
Okay.
It's all good. You can play off the cuff, or you can just
think
look
it up on the fly.
The multitude of things I already wrote down. So,
yeah.
One of the things I was curious about is what games you guys are interested that, like, there's so many games. I mean, you're right. Like, I play a lot of games. Even if I play a lot of games for a very short amount of time, there are so many games that come out that you're going to miss some. Are there games that came out in 2016 that you want to go back and play in 2017, even though there are going to be a huge amount of games that come out in 2017 as well?
Yes.
I've got a list. I can go first.
Yeah. Go ahead, because I'm gonna make up the
For
list.
me, one of the things on your list is the one thing that I'm.
Which one?
And
is
a couple
that?
of them on your list.
Firewatch. Yeah.
Like, I have it. It's downloaded. I just haven't played it yet. But this is totally the kind of game that I'm into right now.
Right.
Which is like we were talking about. I don't feel like blowing people up right now. Like, I'm not into all mass killing games.
And I want to play something kind of
like,
slow
and
and
simple games. I'm like really enjoying that kind of game right now.
And I'm loving games that are like 3 hours long. Like, it has been so refreshing to me to hit Inside and to hit Abzu, where I'm like, oh, I played that game in a weekend and I beat it, and it was great.
It's so satisfying and fulfilling. Like, I finished something, because rarely do I finish these big blockbuster titles anymore.
I was talking to my brother about Fallout 4, and I'm like, I'd love to get to Fallout 4, but I'm 35 hours into it and probably have 60 hours left, and that's 4 months of gaming for me.
Yeah, it's an undertaking. It's a commitment.
But I really want to play Firewatch, because I've heard just nothing but amazing things about it.
Was it on sale on the Steam sale?
I'm sure it was.
Yeah.
See, I should have grabbed it.
I think it's on sale on PlayStation, or it was.
Yeah,
and I might actually
Firewatch
do it
is kind of one of
instead.
those games that I kind of wish I had it on I have it on the PC, and so I'm going to be playing it on a smaller screen. Not that it's graphically stunning, but it looks immersive, and so I'd want to play that on a big screen. But it'll be fine.
I actually realized, so it's like I want to play some of these PC games on my big, giant 75-inch, huge HDR 4K TV, and I keep thinking, I don't want to have to go back there and pop this cable out for that. With my PSVR, which I don't use all the time, I can just unplug that and pop that right into my laptop and keep it all right in the same tower area. So I don't. So I'll be doing that a lot.
I just need like a 20-foot HDMI cable. I could just run it from my computer to my living room. I have a Steam Link too. It's just Steam Link's not exactly perfect all the time. So,
right, I can imagine.
But Firewatch is one I want to play. Oxenfree is another one of those kind of very conversational kids stuck on an island. But it's apparently
where they should be,
right? All of them, teenagers too. But it's the writing is apparently really, really good, and it's the way it's done is interesting. Where you can enter and leave conversations, and in a lot of video games, you can talk to someone, and if you just walk away, they kind of just like stop talking, or keep talking even though you walked away. And this is literally like hey, come back. Wait, what happened? So yeah. And so I'm very interested to play that. The more and more I see Hyperlight Drifter, like that one just keeps, it was kind of off my radar. I picked it up in the Steam sale, the winter sale, just because it was on so many kind of game of the year type lists, and I've just been hearing more and more and more about it over the last 2 or 3 weeks. I really, really want to play that. It's graphically stunning. It's probably a little bit longer, being kind of a role-playing experience, but that looks great. And then I really want to play the Titanfall 2 and Battlefield 1 campaigns. Like, I don't have any interest in playing those online at all, but I want to run through their like 6-8 hour single-player campaigns.
In Titanfall 2, I want to say, I think it was on the PlayStation Store sale.
Yeah, it's been on sale. My dad owns Battlefield 1, so I'll probably just borrow that from him. And Titanfall 2, it's sold relatively poorly, so I'm sure that's going to hit EA Access. Yeah. It came out right in the middle of Battlefield 1. Yeah,
right,
but it came out right in the middle of Battlefield 1 and the Call of Duty game. They like sandwiched it right in the middle. So 3 big first-person war shooters all came out like within 2 weeks. And so I think something had to give, and it was Titanfall 2. So, but that just means for me that it'll probably hit EA Access pretty soon. So I'll pick it up there.
Cool.
Yep, it's good.
Gotcha.
So that's what I'm excited for to catch up with.
Yeah.
Anything else besides?
Yeah, the Battlefield one I was always interested in too, just mostly because of the World War I atmosphere, which is something I've always wanted to play in a game, because it's so interesting, because there's not a lot of movies about World War I. There's no games about it until now, really. So that's a whole lore that's never really been explored.
And it looks well done, and it looks kind of like, it's not, I don't think it's historically accurate, but it's like historically fun. But like zeppelins and horses, like I'm all over it.
Well, and there's a game, if you'd like World War I don't know if I've talked about it before. I think it's called Valiant Hearts: The Great War.
Yes.
Have you played that?
I haven't. I own it, but I've seen a lot about it.
It is one of the best little story-driven, puzzly platformer. Not even really a platform.
It was done by that Ubisoft
Montreal or something.
Yeah, and it was under their like art game initiative. I don't remember what it was called, but yeah, it looks just amazing.
If you're interested in a World War I game / story / whatever, check that out, because it's really, really well done, and the story is just heartbreaking. So good.
Yeah, I think that was actually one that came out. Like, you may have it already, because I think it was a Games with Gold game. I think.
Yeah, it came out a few years ago.
Yeah, I may be high, though.
Can we talk about being high on our podcast?
I think so.
Okay, sweet.
Sure.
Well,
I'm not actually.
It was a figurative statement, so yes.
Yeah.
just checking.
I am in
Keep
fact,
it clean for the kiddos.
I am in
Daddy,
fact.
what's high?
Anyway.
The top shelf.
Have you figured out, Adam, what you wish to play?
No.
Okay.
No, cool. But I'm going to play Hyperlight Drifter. I want to play that in Firewatch as well. Yeah. And I thought I bought Hyperlight Drifter. I thought that was what I finally pulled the trigger on.
And you didn't?
On the Steam sale, and I did not.
I'll just have to share my Steam library with you.
Okay.
It's perfect.
I'm into it.
Perfect.
Yes.
So on the other side of that story, games that are coming out, and my list is literally monstrously large. There's so many, and because I think the thing is there's so many good AAA games coming out, but there's also so many good indie games that I'm excited about. Mass Effect Andromeda looks great. It just got a release date today, so it's going to come out March 21st, which means that I have less than 3 months to finish Mass Effect 3.
Oh yeah,
but is that one of those games? Is this one of the series where you need to play one to do the other, or
the choices you make throughout the game?
But not in this case. So
but not in this case.
This is set. I don't remember if it's set 800 years after Mass Effect 3 or 800 years. It's set in a parallel timeline, I think, but I don't think they like events may affect each other. But I think
it may cross over in
some
way,
but there's no. I don't think if you've never played it before, you wouldn't be able to just jump into Mass Effect Andromeda. But it looks great. Yooka-Laylee, which is awesome. It's kind of a the game with the bear.
Banjo-Kazooie.
It's made by ex-Banjo.
Or Ratchet and Clank. Or Jack and Daxter.
But it is actually Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah.
It's made by ex-Banjo-Kazooie folk, and it looks awesome, and just like one of those great rare the game dev company games. Looks super fun. That actually just got a release date too. I think it's like in the summer.
March.
Wow.
Looking right at it.
Damn, is that a March release too? March is going to be real busy.
March. And then another one coming out in March.
South Park, The Fractured Butthole.
Yeah.
Be careful.
Yes.
Be careful. That one.
I can't wait.
I can't either.
It's gonna be good.
I hope that is. I've heard that they've kind of reworked the combat. They've reworked. I hope that it's still fun. I think it's going to be, but I hope that they kind of kept that length about the same. Like 15, 20 hours was absolutely perfect for the Stick of Truth. So,
it can only go up.
Well, because I'm
here.
reading the little synopsis about it. You're going to have 12 classes to choose from.
Interesting.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, and
I wonder. Hopefully, there's a little more variety because I don't think I cared enough really to replay it as the other.
No.
Oh, the other one.
I didn't think they were very different enough.
No,
but that would be fun to have.
Yeah,
some
and you can pick your
replayability
own
that
gender
way.
and your side.
And this is going to be superheroes, right?
That it doesn't.
I thought it was. I could be wrong.
I mean, I know what is it? The Coon.
Yeah, I think. I think it is in their little superhero universe.
I think it's their take on Marvel instead of their take on RPGs. So I think that'll be amazing.
That'll be
fun. Because you do the superpowers, like because I think you can fart in this game, right? You control
it says
your
farts
butt
are making a
cheeks.
combak.
Yeah, you control your butt cheeks
at PAX
and,
and at a couple of other things. I didn't do it at PAX, so the line was really huge. But you could do instead of the Oculus Rift, they had the Noculus Rift, and so it was actually like I'm putting my hands over my face, which makes the microphone not work. But it was actually like a mask you wore, and during the farting scenes, it would actually pump this horrible noxious. It was hilarious to watch people do.
Terrible.
Absolutely hilarious.
That's exactly what I don't want to do.
I know, right? I do not believe that'll be coming to for home use.
Real smell-o-vision.
Yeah.
So what do you think about some of these others that are on at least this first page here? I don't know if you've written them down because have you got a list of yours already?
Yeah.
Okay.
Legend of Zelda. And like the AAA releases, there was maybe 10 or 15% of them I was super excited about. And the new Legend of Zelda game that's coming out for the Switch, I'm super excited about. Switch announcement is next week, I think. I think it's a week from tomorrow. So the day this podcast released, that it'll be the 12th. That looks great. And then there's probably going to be a new Mario game too.
Yes.
I guess we'll know more, but I'm excited about the portability of being able to take a Switch up and play it in bed before I go to bed.
Yeah, and I want to say that I saw a thing today where they released a bunch of what CES is going on right now. And they released some images and stuff of like the carrying case, and
the accessories.
The accessories.
Yeah.
That's what. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. Sea of Thieves, I'm super excited about. I'm actually hopefully going to be in the beta program for that. I signed up. We'll see. They released it to 1,000 people. I was not one of that lucky 1,000. But pirates are awesome.
Pirates are cool.
So
pirate games.
I'm super excited about Sea of Thieves. Red Dead Redemption 2, which
I never played the first one.
Is it good? It's real good.
And I don't. Did that ever come out on that's a PlayStation?
Yeah,
right?
They did.
I mean, it's PlayStation 3, so I guess you're kind of screwed. But you have a PlayStation 3, right?
Yeah, I got a PS3, but I'm pretty sure didn't they do an HDR remaster for that too, or an HD?
Nope. I wish.
Didn't they do that?
No.
Really?
Nope. I wish they would.
Oh,
it would be worth picking up on it's long, unfortunately, but it would be worth playing on the PS3. Like I think even when I played that originally, I thought the like character models were kind of ugly, so I don't know if it would really matter, but God, that game is great. Super excited about that. Kingdom Hearts 3, I think I'm the only one here that plays the Kingdom Hearts games, right?
Yep.
Super excited about Kingdom Hearts 3.
Those are always weird to me, but I might have to give them a try sometimes because apparently they're fun.
All my friends play it, and all my friends are like, "Oh, it's so great!" And they'll play me the music, and they'll play me this, and they'll show me that, and I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking
Kingdom
about.
Hearts 1 and 2, or I'm sorry, Kingdom Hearts HD Remaster 1 and HD Remaster 2 are coming out in March on the PS4 as a single disc, which is actually, I think, at least 6 games because it's Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, Chain of Memories, all the different, like, the Game Boy games, and then some of them are just presented almost as movies that you watch. So if you've...
Have there been that many of those games?
I think there's at least 6, and then 2.8 is coming out, I think, this month, and so there's going to be 7. But it's this weird thing where, the 1 and 2 came out on the PlayStation 2 and then were remastered for the 3. But then there's at least 2 Game Boy games and like one that came out on the Vita, and it's never been one of those like, hey, all these games came out in all these places, and even now the only place you can get them is still on the PlayStation. So, but they're really fun, and I mean, Kingdom Hearts 3 has been in development now. I'm not even sure it's going to come out this year, but hopefully it does. It was they wanted to get Final Fantasy 15 done, and then a lot of the people that were working on that are going to shift over to Kingdom Hearts 3 now. Wow. So hopefully this year. Super excited about that. And then a couple of smaller games that I'm really excited about. Flint Hook is a game I played at PAX. And it's great. It's this little kind of platformer where you've got this little dude with a grappling hook and you grapple all over these levels. It feels very like it's super fluid, like this fun kind of Spider-Man-y feeling game. Ooblets is a
bless you,
right? It's like a combination of what's the farming game?
Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing, thank you. Animal Crossing and Pokemon, where you capture critters and then they turn into seeds and you can plant them. And it's absolutely adorable. It's super, super, super cute. Tooth and Tail looks cool. It's a role-playing game, or not role-playing, I'm sorry, real-time strategy game, which I normally don't like, but I don't like it because I'm bad at them. So it's really crappy to play like a 45-minute game of StarCraft and then lose. Tooth and Tail is you play as instead of being Zerg or whatever, your critters are foxes and rabbits and rats and that. But the games are only like 5 to 7 minutes long, so very short strategy sessions. That looks great. Thimbleweed Park is actually the new game from Rod Gilbert, the guy who did The Cave. Kind of a very pixely adventure game that looks super fun. I saw that at PAX too. Mm-hmm. Did any of you guys play Gone Home?
No, it sounds familiar.
It's the walking simulator where you go home. And you get there and your family's missing and you walk around their house trying to figure out where they've all gone. It's very good.
And you walk around the house, that's it?
It's a walking simulator. It's like you played Everyone's Gone to the Rapture.
Right.
Kind of like that.
But you literally just walk around their house or the neighborhood or the town?
Just their house and solve puzzles inside the house. It's a pretty big house, yeah. But I mean, again, it's like a 2
I'm
or 3,
into it.
It's like a 2 or 3 hour game. It's real fun, and it's got a really good story.
Okay.
Like I would tell you more, but that would ruin the game. Right. But the people who make their new game called Tacoma is coming out. It's set on a space station.
The Tacoma?
Probably. Oddly enough, they're from Portland, so I don't know. But it looks really, really, really fun. You're again on a space station and looking through kind of these recorded memories, trying to figure out what happened on this space station. Gotcha. It looks really good. Divinity Original Sin 2 is a turn-based role-playing strategy game that looks incredible. I've played the first one. It's super, super, super fun. And then just a couple other Pit People I've talked about that looks great. That actually comes out this month, I think. It's coming out in 2 weeks. Hob is by, did either of you guys ever play, I know you said you owned it. We talked about it last time. Torchlight or Torchlight 2?
Oh, yeah, Torchlight, yeah.
Hob's the new game from them.
Okay.
They're local, too. They're in Seattle. And it's kind of a Zelda-ish looking, but God, go watch the trailer for it because it is absolutely stunningly beautiful. And then Rhyme is another kind of same thing. It looked like it got canceled. It was supposed to be a Sony exclusive, and Sony dropped it. And now they just announced, I think yesterday, that they're actually going to bring it back out. And it's going to be for all the platforms, so everyone can play Rhyme. And again, watch the trailer for that one. It looks absolutely gorgeous. So I'm going to stop talking now.
Gotcha. Because some of the games that I saw on this list you didn't even touch on that I'm excited for.
There's so many great games. Yeah, I mean, it's a multitude of
Resident Evil 7 Biohazard.
Yes. Have you played the trailer or the?
So yeah, I played the VR thing, and it is easily the most anxiety-inducing, strenuous, stressful, scary thing, and not a lot happens in it. It's all atmosphere and sound, and it's so well done. So that I'm looking, and I'm like, bright and shiny. I want it. So the big AAA titles always appeal to me, even though I rarely get a third of the way through them.
Yeah.
But Resident Evil looks good. Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yes,
that looks interesting.
Yeah, I've been seeing trailers for it, and it reminds me of what was that game that they released for the PS3, Heavenly Sword.
Oh,
so
sure.
The girl aspect of it and the character model and the hair and stuff reminds me of the character from that, even totally different game. Yeah. So that looks good, and I'm also intrigued about this Tom Clancy Ghost Recon Wildlands.
Right.
Oh,
so, yes. Is that going to be something similar to The Division? Do you think?
Could be. I mean,
like this massive multiplayer kind of thing.
I don't that, or if it's more along the lines of what Ghost Recon was.
Yeah, it's hard to say. And I don't think I've played a Tom Clancy game in like 15 years, so it's kind of outside the. They always look really fun. I'm gonna have to get the Division. The Division looks great. Totally good.
I had no idea a new Tekken game was coming out.
Are you a fighting game guy?
Yes and no. Like some of my favorite memories on the original PlayStation were the fighting games, like Tekken and what was the other one?
I don't know.
I can't even remember.
Soul Calibur?
Maybe.
Dead or Alive? He likes Dead or Alive.
No, I do not.
I like Dead or Alive.
Of course you do, Dylan.
I enjoyed the fighting in that game.
Sure,
I thought it was more accessible than some of the other games.
The physics of that fighting game were tremendous.
I'd never seen watermelons and cantaloupes fight before. It was amazing. Yeah. It was like
You've
Fruit
never been
Ninja.
to Hawaii.
It was great. The new God of War.
Yes. See, and I've not ever played a God of War game, so I'm going to have to get this one.
God of Wars are my favorite. They're my favorite hack and slash.
No.
That's what I'm worried about.
I think it's awesome.
I'm curious to see what they're going to do with it because the original ones, the first three, and the Vita games were so hack and slash, chop them up, just beat them up and go. And a few puzzle pieces here and there. But this looks like it's going to be a totally different kind of game. But I kind of hope not. So I'm crossing my fingers for that. What?
No, I think it looks great.
I was like, what are you laughing at?
I'm not laughing at anything.
Not laughing at you.
I'm interested to try that just because I've never tried one.
Oh, I had no idea. The Last of Us Part 2?
Yeah.
I didn't even know they were made. I didn't even know that was on the radar anywhere.
Did you not watch the PSX thing?
Does that have any sort of date, though?
No, it doesn't.
Maybe this year.
Yeah, maybe this year.
I don't know. The thing is I have not... I was going to watch the trailer, and then I've heard if you haven't beat the first game, don't watch the trailer. So all I know is that she learned how to play guitar and she got a tattoo.
Sweet.
Well, then she lived, right?
Yeah, I guess she did. Spoilers.
Yeah.
Well, now I'm not interested.
You only wanted to play if you only got to play as Joel.
Yeah. Right. I don't even. Yeah. See. Yeah. But that was it. That's what I saw on the list. Was there anything on there that you were excited for in particular?
Well, in the vein of fighting games, Injustice 2, I believe.
Those are fun.
And fighting games are hard. And if you don't have the time to devote to getting good at a fighting game, they're just terrible.
The last fighting game I was good at is Virtua Fighter 2. That's how long it's been since I've played a fighting game. And I was great at Virtua Fighter 2.
But Injustice kind of clicked for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I played that a lot and tried to be kind of okay at it.
Mm-hmm.
But I really enjoyed fighting as some of the heroes. It was fun. But other than that, I would say Detroit Become Human, the new David Cage game.
Oh, okay. Because I saw that on a bunch of lists and I have no idea what it is.
So Heavy Rain's one of my favorite games, as I think I've mentioned before.
Yes. Right.
But this is going to be like that. And I think this one's going to be more Heavy Rainy than it is Beyond Two Soulsy, which I haven't played Beyond Two Souls, but it wasn't as well received as Heavy Rain. Sure. And I guess maybe the plot was a little farther out there.
Yeah.
But I think Detroit Become Human is kind of like Android people. So probably some artificial intelligence.
I lived in Detroit for like a year. Do you think there's an achievement for that?
Email
yeah,
it's
now
called You're
Alive.
Not out yet.
I lived in the suburbs. It was safe.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Mile 9. But yeah, I want that to come out.
There's just so many guys, and so one thing that I was actually talking with my wife about this yesterday, and like I'm not a pre-purchase guy. Just because I tend to buy things when they go on sale. So I'm not like, I don't need this game. There's so many games to play. I don't need this game on launch date. It's super fun to get games on launch date. But one thing, there's so many places that are trying to get me to pre-purchase games.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever thought how cool it would be if you could say, I want to pre-purchase this game. It's coming out in 9 months. And so like I bought my Amazon Fire tablet this way, as I said I want it, and they actually just sent me one. But then every month they take $18 off my credit card, and then like 5 months from now I'll own my tablet. Like, why is there not a way for me to say I want to buy Kingdom Hearts 3? I know it's coming out maybe this year. You take $10 now, and you take $10 every 5 months from now, and then when it comes out, I can get it. Like, why do I have to put down $60 in a world where microtransactions are cheap and easy?
Right, true. That's true.
I want it. I want it now.
Well, and then what happens if you pre-purchase a game that is set for X date?
Yeah.
Then it gets pushed back another 6 months to another date. Then all of a sudden, then it's canceled.
Yeah.
Then it's canceled.
How do you get that back? I don't even know.
I don't even know if
I guess with Amazon.
Well, yeah. I'm sure there's got to be some way, but it's just kind of curious.
I've never actually pre-purchased a game through Amazon. They don't actually charge you until they ship, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Amazon doesn't charge until you ship, which is always funny when I pre-purchased.
All of a sudden, $180 coming in your checking account. Like, whoa.
On Prime Day last year, I purchased Final Fantasy 15, South Park, and there was another one in there that I cannot remember.
No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky, thank you.
You're welcome.
So I bought all three of those.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, I've got my balance on my card is a lot lower than I was expecting. And then, we've got this great game. You've just been charged. What? Because you don't think about it. That's the anomaly. This is what they do. It's kind of nice though.
It's really shocking to me though that no one's come up with that idea. Everyone wants you to pre-purchase games, but no one makes it easy.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. I totally, put $5 aside every month until this game launches.
Because I'm not that kind of guy either. Like, I know there are people that could, dumbass, just put $5, put $5 away every month and then you'll have your game. Like, I'm never going to be that person. Like, don't get a cup of coffee. Like, I'm never going to be that guy. But if they could just charge me $5, I mean, I would probably buy a lot more games that way.
On launch day, yeah.
On launch day.
Or like, what if, and here's our $1 million idea. What if you started a club? Like there's all these loot crate clubs and this blah, blah, blah club and all the whatever. So you start a club that's $5 a month. Every month, that $5 or a portion or a good portion of it goes into your little Ubisoft account. Whatever, let's call it that.
Yeah.
And then in return, that money gets banked.
Yeah.
And you also get, a couple of stickers or some kind of random video game crap that you can stick on your whatever. But then when the games come out that you want,
they just send it to you.
Then you can be like, well, I've got this much banked up here, and they're going to give you a discount for buying into their program.
Yeah.
So you get to cash in,
when the game comes along that you
whatever
want,
game comes along that you want.
I mean, it really makes sense.
I mean, that would be cool. And then they've got a cash reserve that they can play around with.
Or Amazon could do it. Yeah.
Give me credit and some swag along the way, and you'll get some of my money at some point. Or if you already have it, it's just I get compensated when the time comes.
Yeah,
so.
right. It just makes sense.
How do I copyright that or trademark that
I don't
idea?
think
Like right now.
I think you just have to do it, Adam.
If any of you listening steal my idea, I will find you.
I'm not saying I've ever stabbed a person.
Internet's easy.
But I have. Anyway, not really.
No.
So, carry on.
What did you buy, Adam? Adam doesn't know what he bought yet.
Are you sure we haven't already talked about what I bought on the Steam sale?
You talked about what you had, but that you weren't gonna make the final decision until the day before New Year's.
You're coming back from New Year's.
I guess the question is, if you bought the same things, it doesn't matter.
Right. Well, I'm pretty sure I did.
Then don't worry about it. We'll go to.
Well, no, that's fine.
All right.
So what did I buy? Wheel. I'm pretty sure we went over my shopping cart the last time. Yeah. I don't think I really changed anything though.
Adam's plan, as you recall, was to find all the things he wanted, buy them, and then delete the app from every single device he had so he would not drunkenly purchase $200 worth of games from Vancouver on his cell phone.
And did that work?
Well, what I think happened is because you know how your shopping cart doesn't update across the app to your website or whatever. Yeah, so I'm looking at this going, I thought I had more in here. So I'm thinking I might have actually purchased it somewhere other. I made the purchase either on a different platform or something because there's like, why would I have the oh no, it's got the game. Oh, okay, yeah. So sorry. Wow, I was really drunk on New Year's. So what I purchased was, and I may have already talked about this because I don't think it changed, Bastion.
Nice.
Yeah, I have no idea looking at that right now.
Bastion
no idea what that
is.
is.
Good. You'll love it.
Okay.
Good job.
To the Moon.
Is that about spousal abuse just like the Honeymooners?
No. Really hope not. But it was only $3.
Hey, done.
And it came with the game and the soundtrack.
Very nice.
So there's that. I got Outlast.
Very nice.
And I got the Whistleblower DLC to go with it. Mark of the Ninja, the ninja stealthy thing. Castlevania Lord of Shadows, that's the big one that I got. Castle Crashers.
Oh, you're going to love Castle Crashers too.
That's cool. Oh, there's a few on here you're going to like. Abzu, you've played that, you like that.
Loved Abzu.
Stardew Valley.
Also love Stardew Valley.
Seasons After Fall, which is the really
the
stylistic Fox one.
Let me know who that is because I almost bought it and I should have probably.
Yeah, it was $9, so I don't know if it was that much of a discount.
Yeah, but that looks so pretty. Like I love
really good.
I kind of like foxes.
Well, foxes are awesome.
Yeah.
Ori and the Blind Forest.
Oh, so
got
good
that one
too.
Soma.
Scary.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay. No idea.
And last time I told you that Ori was kind of sad and started out kind of sad. Like if you've played The Last of Us, like Ori's not even sad anymore.
Oh, okay,
like,
good.
It's
uplifting.
It's still kind of sad, but like man, The Last of Us is just like a gut bomb. Ori's just like, oh, that's too bad.
Right. Salt and Sanctuary.
I've heard so many good things about that.
Yeah, somebody was telling me that they bought that. And it was really random because I don't know all these PC games because to me these are all just like, well, these are all fun new things that I've never heard of. Other people are like, oh yeah, I played that or I've done this or I've got that.
Yeah, no, I've heard great things about Salt and Sanctuary too. It looks really fun.
And then The Evil Within.
That also sounds familiar.
I've been curious to play that. That's the survival horror from
that's
kind of like Resident Evil style.
Sure.
But
and this one's the Evil Within bundle, isn't this one like? Is this?
Oh wow, that game looks real cool.
Is Soma the one underwater?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not thinking of that. So the Evil Within bundle.
That looks real good. Yeah, I'm not a big survival horror kind of person. I don't know why. It's not like I dislike them. It's just the genre I rarely go to. I don't
think there's a lot of those good survival horror games anymore.
Yeah.
There's a lot of games like that, but they're not good.
We don't have Silent Hill. We don't have Manhunt. We don't have. I mean, we're getting another Resident Evil, but that's about the only thing that's been sticking around.
Well, and Resident Evil's been kind of garbage for like the last 2 releases too.
They're not as horror anymore. Like Resident Evil 5 was this big shift to being like
it was an action game.
Action, it's more actiony with the mechanics of Resident Evil,
which
is cool, but it's not.
Like I remember the original Resident Evil on the PlayStation. You walk into this mansion, I'm thinking it's the coolest thing ever, and those zombie Dobermans come flying at you down the hall. These blocky, pixely looking things scared the crap out of me.
Yeah, and that's the only Resident Evil game I ever played was the very first one, and that's what I distinctly remember.
Oh, Resident Evil 4. Resident Evil 4 is the best.
Yeah, I played the first one, and I remember borrowing it. It's such a weird thing, like the things you remember. I remember because I worked at Software Accessor at the time, so they used to let us take games home. So you could take 2 games home at a time. I remember taking Resident Evil home on launch day and playing it with some friends, my wife and a friend of mine, and being just absolutely, every time you heard the Dobermans with the clicking nails on the floor, just being terrified. And then we went and saw a movie, and we watched, what's the De Niro movie, The Devil's Advocate.
Oh, with Keanu Reeves?
I know, right? Isn't that such a weird, like, I distinctly remember doing those things. Resident Evil will forever be tied to The Devil's Advocate, which is a good movie, too.
Nice.
But,
that was my list.
That's a great list. Like, it's a real good list.
I spent under $100.
Yeah, and that's probably $200 worth of games.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I did. I got $70 worth of games, or I paid $70 for $150 worth of games, so... The next Steam sale is in June, I think. So,
it's my birthday.
Save your pennies.
Yay!
You cannot buy any games until then.
Oh, I can.
You can survive
and
completely on your library.
So 14 games for under $100.
It's a good deal.
And what am I? I don't know what I'm trying to say here.
I don't know either.
You're averaging about $6 a game.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I can't do math. I'm not good at. I can't even use a calculator.
It's not bad at
probably
all.
Closer to 5.
Yeah. So I'm good with it.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Overwatch.
Show Overwatch to love. We got a new map.
Did you play any of the winter stuff to get the fun winter skins?
Didn't.
I didn't either, and I
really
meant
to.
And I spent so much time trying to get all the fun winter stuff for Rocket League for me and my kids' account that I never played Overwatch. So
there's so much good stuff.
The Oasis map looks so fun, though. I have not played it yet, but I've watched a bunch of videos, and the traffic in that looks absolutely awesome. Like the idea of like running and gunning through traffic. In my head looks so fun, and in real life I just know that I'm just going to get hit by cars over and over. Like the person I'm playing against is going to be the awesome person that's like dodging traffic and doing all sorts of cool
and you're just
awesome moves, and I'm just going to be the guy like, oh damn, I got hit by a car. Oh no, I just got hit by a car. Oh, I jumped off one of the new launch pads and got hit by a car. Like it's beautiful.
Awesome,
it's such a cool looking level. Like it's a very like futuristic deserty looking level. I need to play it. I just need to play more Overwatch. I don't play nearly enough, and it's so fun. I don't know why I don't play it more. I mean, I do. It's because I play so much Rocket League. But
holidays are over. We can settle back into a normal schedule.
Right,
exactly. Be able to sit down and enjoy. But I just wanted to say thank you, Overwatch, for hooking us up with more content for no extra cost.
It's there's a reason that game won so many Game of the Year awards because it's got 30 million players right now, which is insane. I mean, that's like what, a tenth the population of the United States? It's absolutely crazy.
It's crazy.
See math.
Yeah. It's not quite
numbers.
8-9%. It's still crazy. And And the one thing I did want to mention too is Diablo 3. So Diablo 1, this is the 20th anniversary of the first Diablo game, which is crazy to me because
What's Diablo?
Oh my God, really?
Yeah. I'm a terrible human being. I know.
Wow, it's so good. You should pick up Diablo. So in related news, Diablo 3 is on sale for $20 at GameStop, and it's real good. It's a ARPG, so it's like it's what if you haven't played Diablo? I don't, because the problem with not ever having played Diablo is everything. So you have played those games that we just talked about a minute ago that I know you've played.
My favorite.
Mark this for a second.
Well, I know. I kind of want to mark it, but I kind of want to sit here while we
as we hem
our way through
we
it.
We literally talked about this 10 minutes ago. Games that you own that are like Diablo.
Torchlight.
Thank you. So you've played Torchlight?
Yeah.
Okay, so Diablo...
Dota. I've not played Dota. I've watched Kevin play it a ton.
Dota is not the same thing.
Is it similar at all?
No. So, well, kind of
ish, I guess.
I mean, I guess Dota, when you think about it, is based off of Warcraft 3,
which is
nothing like Diablo, really. So, but you've played Torchlight.
In the sense that you click on something and go kill it.
Yeah. So Torchlight 3 is you're descending through levels of a mine,
right?
Killing things, getting a bunch of loot, taking that loot back into the surface, trading it for weapons, whatever. Torchlight is based off of Diablo. A bunch of Diablo developers left, formed Runic Games, I think, and
something like that,
and made Torchlight. So Diablo is Torchlight, but not as cute and cartoony, and far more demonic and satanic.
Oh,
yeah.
Always a plus.
Yes. So first game came out, I guess, must have been 1996. Real fun. I played probably more Diablo 2 than I played anything, but Diablo 3 now, like I said, on sale for $20, totally worth it. That gets you the game plus the expansion pack. There's an anniversary event, and it's, I think, a limited time where you'll kill a certain character in the game and you'll get a gem or whatever, and that'll unlock all the levels from Diablo 1 inside Diablo 3.
That's a lot of levels.
It's a lot of levels, and Diablo 1 was very much a descent into a pit of hell. But apparently it's going to be kind of lo-fi too, where they've actually filtered everything so it looks kind of pixely and crappy.
Gotcha.
So it looks really fun. I'm excited about playing. I like I said, I played Diablo 1, but not a ton. I played a ton of Diablo 2. They don't really hold up, unfortunately. Going back to Diablo 2, it just looks like crap. But Diablo 3 is real good. If you haven't played it, you should give it a go. And it's just one of those if you're ever in the mood to just mindlessly kill things for 2 hours and just plow through a huge amount, to me, Diablo is the ultimate stress relief. I love
you're
just going in.
describing me at work.
All right, but that to me is Diablo is that kind of game where I don't. It's not like playing a first-person shooter. It's not Doom, because Doom you have to be good at. There's a lot of skill based in Doom. Diablo 3, you can literally just go click and kill swaths of monsters, huge weapons, huge magic. It's just fun, just plowing through and exploring all these different caverns and castles and crypts and fighting Satan. So definitely give that a go.
Sounds like a good time.
Yeah, do it.
Okay.
Couple of cheap games. We've already talked about games with gold and PS Plus for this month. There's some great stuff. We'll bring up the games with gold, I think, probably next week when the new ones come in.
Right.
One that Dylan found though. Yeah, you can get a couple now, and then PS Plus is out now too.
Is the PS Plus out?
Tuesday?
As of Tuesday, we did confirm. First Tuesday of every month.
Is that how it works?
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that.
Go get Day of the Tentacle.
5 games on your PS4. So.
Yeah. Go get Day of the Tentacle and play it. It's real good.
Well, I added the other one to my library last night. There was Day of the Tentacle and what else was coming out?
Yeah, I don't remember.
I can't remember, but it's in there too.
I'm real excited.
I added Day of the Tentacle.
I'm real excited about Day of the Tentacle.
But my pick for cheap game on the PlayStation Store right now, SteamWorld Dig for $2.
Love SteamWorld Dig.
I've seen it. I've never played it.
It's like Steampunk Dig Dug.
Spend $2 and play it.
Yeah, it's maybe 6 hours long, and I got it on the DS, and I played through it in 2 nights. It's so fun, and just a dumb digging holes, collecting things, getting better things to dig with, and then digging again.
It was so cool.
Yeah, I really liked it. I just actually got it. I just picked it up on Steam too. I got it for free, not for free, but I got it in a Humble Bundle. So I might replay it again, to be honest. And then the other thing is, if you have a iOS phone. So if you have an iPhone, the new Walking Dead games, season 3 of The Walking Dead, the first episode is free.
Yeah.
If you have an iOS phone.
Which I think most of the Telltale games you're on your iOS devices or whatever, you can get the first episodes free.
Oh, is
and
that?
then you purchase the future. I don't know if Batman's like that. I think that one might be.
Yeah.
I was kind of scrolling through.
But
most of the first episodes you can get for free to try them out, and if you like those.
It was interesting to me though because Android is not the same though. Android it's $5. So
Is it really?
Yeah.
Well, crap.
Right.
I remembered what that other game was.
What was it?
This War of Mine.
Oh, this War of Mine.
The
Yeah.
little ones.
No.
Which I downloaded that, and I think that, and I because I wanted to try it out, so I just downloaded it in the background. I was doing other stuff, played for 5-10 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that this one, since it's basically an expansion or a sequel, they're or it's actually, is it an expansion technically?
I'm not sure, honestly. I know that they are separate games, but I don't know what the difference between
them
is.
I'm kind of wondering if they're banking on the fact that most people, if you're playing this one, have already played previous games, because there's zero training or anything that goes into this first, like, boom, you're there and you've got 3 people you're in control of in this house.
Interesting.
So, and they give you a few little cues, but they don't really take you through any kind of legit training.
Yeah, it says it's DLC. So I wonder, on Steam it's a DLC. So I wonder if you might be right. The assumption was you already had this War of Mine.
So, but it's really pretty. And it sounds really great. It's
real sad, right?
Well, I don't know, because I made it through a day and it was like, all right, it's nighttime now. Well, I hadn't done anything.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
But I'm curious to check that out, just because I've always seen it and it's always kind of drawn me to it.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. Well, I think that wraps us up for the week.
I think that was a lot of stuff.
There's a lot of stuff.
There's so many games. 2017 is going to be
the year of games, which I think every year
is the year of games. But man, there are some great things coming out. It's going to be a year that I'm broke most of the time because I'm buying new games all the time, I think.
I think overall the direction games is going is fun, because it's not so much the AAA heavy. As we reflect back on 2016, we saw a lot of love for
great indie games.
Games, smaller games. Games didn't have to be these huge, massive experiences, but could still give you just as much satisfaction.
Well, and I think that the indie games as an interesting. The other day, PC Gamer announced that, or someone asked Tom Marks on PC Gamer, like, and he said, we don't even really use the phrase indie anymore because it doesn't really mean anything. Like, indie is such because AAA games, when you look at something like Assassin's Creed or any of those, they're being made by teams of hundreds, if not thousands of people. I'm like, you look at Grand Theft Auto or Red Dead Redemption 2, like that is probably being worked on, or any of the Assassin's Creed games, or any of the Call of Duty games. Like, those teams are huge. And so like a AAA game is so big now that what would have been called AAA 10 years ago is now indie. Like these small studios with 20 people is an indie game, but an indie game could also be Stardew Valley that was done by one person. Right. So what indie means anymore is kind of nebulous and it's flexible, but that like less than AAA game now is so cool. And it's cool that they can, with Steam as a, you don't have to get in a store anymore to be successful. You can sell, 1 million copies of game, which, I mean, literally when I worked retail in like the late 90s, and I don't think it was necessarily true, but the big myth was that, or the big thing is that Myst, the game, that weird game, was the best-selling game, maybe best-selling PC game of all time, and it had sold 1 million copies over like 5 years, and now an indie game, a quote-unquote indie game, can go on Steam and sell 1 million copies in 2 weeks and make its money back and be very successful, or sell 1 million copies in a year and make its money back and be very successful. You can support a team of, 5 developers or 10 developers and make that possible. So I think you're really right, is that it's great to have AAA games, and I love those. And it's great that we have these even little 3, 4, 5 hour experiences that are experimental and beautiful and have great stories and are interesting. I mean, like Abzu, I don't know if could have existed 10 years ago, because where would you have put it? Who's going to buy an hour-and-a-half game retail?
Yeah, and is that worth putting on a disc and stocking shelves with?
Yeah.
Can you really
now
make your
since
money
you
on
can deliver it so easily.
Yeah.
And you realize that when you're paying $5, $6 for an hour-and-a-half, 2 hour long experience, that you are a part of
Yeah.
instead of $15 to go to see a 2-hour movie
Right.
that you're just kind of watching.
Yeah.
Like it's a whole different,
Right.
that's why I think the games are becoming so story driven and
Yeah.
so experience
I
driven,
love it.
not can I beat it?
Yeah, I love it.
So-
So I think that's great. And hopefully we see a lot more of that in 2017.
Sweet.
Yep.
Looking forward to it. Lots of games to play.
Yes. South Park will be good. Anyway, follow us on the social medias. Go to our website, bitemepodcast.com. You can find all of them there. You could be our 105th Twitter follower or maybe our 20th Facebook follower. We're building this thing up from the ground, baby.
We're getting there. I think our friend Jesse is hopefully going to, you guys don't know, my friend Jesse.
Your friend Jesse.
Yeah, my friend Jesse. We stuff things. He saw the video for Inside that you put up and that I put up and that everybody put up and we were talking and playing. He bought that game and he finished it in 2-ish hours.
Holy crap.
Seriously.
I mean, I've seen, that's fast.
Yeah,
Speedrunners of that
really
game
fast.
finished it in 56 minutes. So wow.
Really?
Yeah. But
Yeah, he finished it in ish 2 hours and I thought.
that's crazy.
Yeah,
It took me 4. Wow.
Yeah. So I want to ask him to, play speed run some more of these games and tell me all about it because I don't have time to play all these games and I really, really want to.
Yeah, I need to get better. I need to get good. But
on that note, tell us about your games. Give us some questions, some topical ideas.
Yeah.
For future episodes.
Ask us.
We would love it.
Sweet.
Cool. All
Done.
Right. Have a good one.
Holla. See you next time.